home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpson's Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
See the Street 919 FM live in studio from your mobile devices or online. On your mobile device app store, download the Periscope app and search the Street 919 FM live. And online in your browser, search www.pscp.tv/the Street 919 FM live. See us live in studio on the Street 919 FM. Come talk with us.
Join us on a journey into the science and mystery of food. Yes, we all love to eat food and think that we know about food. But do we really know and understand the science behind food and the reasons why we suffer from lifestyle diseases? Do you know that most cancers are caused by our own eating patterns? That diabetes is not simply inherited, but is caused and induced by what and how we eat? Join Terry and George, nutritionist and health coach from Institute of Health and Fitness, for the series Fabulously Fit and Healthy at Any Age.
Tune into the Street 919 FM every Friday from 11:45 a.m. to 12 noon for this program.
Better vision for your physical eyes, and through the eyes of faith, let healing arise in your mind, body, and spirit. At Natural Heal Ministries, we teach kingdom principles for living that brings the blessing of God to your mind, body, and soul.
NHM Professional Associates are located at number 10 Moody Stewart Street, Monrepos, San Fernando. For more info, contact Dr. Desmond Phillip at NHM on 349-3494.
NHM Professional Associates can be heard live on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 9:05 to 9:55 a.m.
Come talk with us. Real issues, hard talk, real talk on the Street 919 FM. The Street 919 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Oscar Clinton, aka Pusher Dog, of La Brea, who departed this life at the age of 63 years on Saturday, the 8th of June 2019, at the San Fernando General Hospital. He will be lovingly remembered as the son of the late Simeon and Teresa, common law husband of Charlene, father of Kizia and Natasha, grandfather of 7, brother of Dulcie, Patsy, and Kent, deceased, uncle of 5, great-uncle of 5, cousin of many, in-law of Jeffy and Dwight Harris, relative of the Andrews, Bishops, Lewis, and Clinton families, and many others, friend of many. The funeral service for the late Oscar Clinton, aka Pusher Dog, will take place on Friday, the 14th of June, 2019, at 2 p.m. at Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Church, Church Street, La Brea, thence to the La Brea Cemetery. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Home Limited at 648-3462. We have also been asked to announce the passing of Uriah Weeks, aka Raya, of Hague Street, New Village, who departed this life at the age of 68 years on Monday, the 10th of June 2019, at the San Fernando General Hospital. He will be lovingly remembered as the son of the late Mildred Weeks and Ignatius Thomas, husband of Elizabeth Bedu Weeks, father of Candy, Cindy, Roxanne, Andel, Rondell, and Leanne, grandfather of Xavier, Zachary, and Riley, brother of Veronica, Lystra, Marine, Michael, and Allison, deceased, nephew of Elsie Seeley and Bibi, uncle of many, cousin of many, in-law of the Bedu family, and many others, relative of the Seeley and Ross families, friend of Lloyd, Jeremiah, and Jones. The funeral service for the late Uriah Weeks, aka Uriah, will take place on Friday, the 14th of June, 2019, at 3 p.m. at Bethel Pentecostal Tabernacle, Morris Street, Point Fortin, thence to the Point Fortin Cemetery, Reed Road, Point Fortin. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462.
Like to hide in the dark to let the lips speak. Liquid supplement for them bird with a twisted and a chip beak. Hey, hey, ha. Find the waters high. Hey, 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 well, every time I show up, everything blow up, everything blow up. All of the rag and the flag them go up. Everything blow up, everything blow up. When we arrive, bad minds start throw up. Everything blow up, everything blow up. All of the rags and the flag them go up. Everything blow up, everything blow up. All of the rag and the flag them boom. I defy the odds, just like the Crips just defy the Bloods. Like how the wind scream defy the bugs. Like how the tall boats defy the mud. Yeah, them try stop me flow, so me do like Trino and I rectify the clock. Wet me and put me in electric chair, but all they did was electrify the plugs. Watch me, them go hard, we go harder. I born for this, I'm the Luke Skywalker. There's no one in this business can go on like them are my father. Hey, why move with the red eye? Lightsaber axis the Viking Jedi. Drive over them like a semi. Hey, 20,000 can rise against we like zombies on Juve morning. Hey, they can't stop the garland. They can't stop the garland long. My name is Persistence and you can't stop hurricane from forming. They can't stop the garland. I want in time I tell them.
Garland. Good morning. It is a beautiful morning this morning. The time is 8:15 a.m. and you are inside the hour of One Shot, One Kill, where talk has never been more deadly. My name is Julia Davy. My guest is laughing. I have with me this morning a guest. Two, actually. And of course, you know, this morning is Fire Friday. So you can expect nothing but heat inside the studio of 919. We know the street because we talk to the street. So I hope you come talk with us this morning. Good morning to you, Bruce. How is the family? Very good. That is what I love to hear. You seem to be in a better mood this morning. I'm actually seeing your feet. Good, good, good. Let me say a pleasant good morning to my guests. Is her mic on? Good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you.
You look so. It's good to hear. I like to hear people say that everything is going fine. You know, a gentleman said to me, local white.
Right.
He said whenever someone asks you how you are going, never ever say, because I used to say the old saying, pork a pork, beef a beef, or some kind of nonsense like that. He said you must never say that. You must always say it couldn't be better.
Right.
And since then, I have adopted that approach, and I indeed appreciate that approach because that positiveness, it really helps to make the day better. Okay, folks, so you know what? Okay, it's not my ringtone, but my video probably came on my... Is that my jumbing here?
I don't know.
Okay, So, folks, you know the drill. Every morning I must say my daily word, and it comes from my heart, of course. It's not a script. So, Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for bringing me here safely this morning, for giving me life. I want to thank you for my family and my friends. I want to thank you for the beautiful sun this morning. The sun is out, and so I'm prepared to face whatever challenges come my way. So, Father, Lord, you know I lift your name on high. Your name is worthy to be praised, and I serve no other God but you. You are the Alpha and the Omega. You are the only God that I serve. With that being said, the time is 8:19 a.m. I have with me this morning Miss Kim Cole.
Yes.
That's your
Media
given name?
personality. No, my media personality.
Okay. You care to share with us?
Crystal Howard. Yeah.
Okay. Why Kim Cole?
I don't know. It was a Facebook name and it just stuck.
But I love it. I
Everybody
love
does.
it.
Yeah.
And it suits your personality as well.
Right.
So I have with me Kim Cole. She's a young woman. And I have as well Miss Melba Boxhill, who had to step out for a few minutes. So she'll be back shortly. The both of them, we are going to discuss the political landscape, race relations, and we are going to discuss the Venezuelan crisis, so to speak, this morning. But I choose to have the both of them because they have different age brackets, and I think we would get an opportunity to hear the perspectives from a mature person, someone who has lived in this country and were probably here when we gained independence or before we even gained independence, and someone who is
relatively,
new to the politics.
Yes.
Right.
But I'm not new to activism and
good. That is good to hear.
volunteerism.
Yeah. Bruce, did you get the clip, Lord? No.
There's 2 Facebook clips.
Okay.
So I kept on the royal to get.
Okay. Well, that's how that goes. Can you put it so that Kim would be able to hear what's happening? Folks, where do we begin this morning? We begin where yesterday there was a protest in the country regarding the registration and the influx of Venezuelans in this country, coming out of the impasse between the United States President Donald Trump and the President of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, and the sanctions that Trump, the embargo that they placed on Venezuela. So people are fleeing the country and they are going to places such as Colombia, Peru, Caribbean nations, you name it. they are fleeing. Trinidad and Tobago is one of the destinations that they have that they are fleeing to. So that there is a heightened concern in Trinidad and Tobago, and not without justification, one might add. After all, we all live here, and we understand that with this influx, it is going to change the landscape of Trinidad and Tobago, perhaps forever. We are looking at health, we are looking at crime, we are looking at socio-economics, basically. So naturally people would be concerned. However, based on the protests that took place yesterday, I thought it was an opportunity for people to show their patriotism. At least that is what I thought the protest was about. Only to realize that the protest was a well-orchestrated propaganda, part of the propaganda machinery of the United National Congress. And I'm saying so because at the forefront of this protest are known UNC
Activists, more than one.
Supporters, bloggers, talk show hosts. So there is no doubt, not only in my mind, but in the minds of the public. And it is for that reason, I guess, why there wasn't a national show of support to that protest. Folks, just before the protest, we had Member of Parliament for Rapuch East, Dr. Rudal Munilal, saying that he wants the government to extend the time of the amnesty so that more Venezuelans can be registered. And that is very interesting because that is the same Rudal Munilal, the same UNC that said to this country that the government of Trinidad and Tobago, inclusive of the EBC, Elections and Boundaries, are planning to use the Venezuelans to steal the 2020 general elections. In addition to that, they would have said to the people that this influx is going to bring AIDS, and it's going to bring crime, and it's going to bring a number of socio-economic issues that is going to impact negatively on Trinidad and Tobago. So how then does Munilal come to say to the public he wants an extension so that we can have more Venezuelans registered to stay here in Trinidad and Tobago? Is it that he is no longer concerned that the PNM is going to use the Venezuelans to win the next election? Is it that they are no longer concerned about the health and the crime issues? But we leave that there. However, people, I have noticed that there is a conversation where people are calling on the government to close off the borders. And I ask, what borders? Because the influx of Venezuelans coming in this country are being done so illegally in most instances. And as far as I am concerned, they are being smuggled through ports of entry that are the very same ports of entry where the Latinos, the Latino cartel, will struggle drugs and guns into this country. I also want to add, people, that I'm hearing the conversation. Look what Dr. Rowley and the PNM doing to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, bringing a set of Venezuelans here. Well, let me tell you something, people of Trinidad and Tobago. The influx of Venezuelans in this country has become a lucrative trade. Lucrative trade. Greedy Trinbagonians, along with the United National Congress, the UNC, is part and parcel of creating this mayhem in Trinidad and Tobago. That is the conversation that they don't want you, the public, to know of. So the narrative, which many of you who are not thinkers continue to repeat, the narrative, PNM and the UN and the Prime Minister is bringing in Venezuelans here to make life hard for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Well, this morning, I put forward the question straight to the opposition leader, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, that scorned woman, rejected by the electorate at least 8 times since winning the 2010 general elections, scorned by the electorate. I want to put forward a question to her this morning. What is UNC's role regarding the influx of Venezuelans to these shores? That's my question. Because I'm hearing that large sums of monies were paid for the protest yesterday. Yeah?
You heard that too?
I heard that.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
I could call names.
Okay. In addition, people, you need to understand that right now, the guns and the drugs trade has taken a back seat to the trafficking of Venezuelans. I understand they are paying as much as $500 US per Venezuelan. 60 a boat load. Multiply 60 by 500 US times 750 TT. And they are running it red on the seas insofar as boat loads are concerned. Ask yourself the question, who owns the boats in this country? As far as I'm aware, 2 main groups. As far as I'm aware, there is the fishing group, and then there is the 1% group. So this influx, does it have anything to do with the PNM and the government announcing that they're going to register Venezuelans. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with unscrupulousness. It has to do with greed. It has to do with people who do not care about the generations of this country. Because trust me, based on what I am seeing, I know for certain that I ain't going to lie down and sleep with no man for a very long while. Yes, Kim. Yes, Kim. Because I understand that venereal diseases, we're talking about an influx. Well, I understand there's also an influx with the influx. And it is the young people. My granddaughter. Kim, do you have any children as yet?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I have a 9-year-old.
Kim's son?
A daughter.
A daughter. Kim's daughter. And all of our children who will be impacted by this unscrupulousness by Trinbagonians. They love to point fingers at the politicians, but they need to point that finger at themselves. Good morning. Come in, Melba. Where is Bruce? Have a seat. Right. I'll get Bruce to open up your mic just now, Melba. Okay, so let me say a pleasant good morning to Melba Boxell, my friend and colleague. Good morning to you, Melba.
Good morning.
Speak up a little louder.
Good morning.
Right. Thanks for coming, both of you. Nice having you all on the inside.
Welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay. Melba, you would have missed most of what I said. We discussing the influx of the Venezuelans, and I was saying to the people that it is not merely an issue where the government would have said that they would register Venezuelans to assist with the crisis that they are facing, but it's a situation where unscrupulousness and greed has stepped in, and it is our very own citizens, and including the opposition UNC, that is responsible for creating this influx mayhem. Okay? So what I will do now, I will open the lines. No, not open the lines, sorry. I will allow Kim, because she would have heard my entire discourse. So I would allow her to have her say. The floor is yours, Kim.
Good morning again to all of the listeners, local, regionally, internationally. Special good morning to all of you. Now, my position is this. In the first instance, Melba, the assembly, it was an illegal one. So I must say thank you to Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, for exercising restraint and for, maintaining peace and order and ensuring that what could have been what could have turned into a riot, he quelled it. And he understood at least the sentiments echoed by some citizens.
Right.
He was mindful of that, but in the same breath, he was able to execute his duties in the best interest of everyone there. Because if I'm not mistaken, recently you had the anti-gang legislation, and that was passed sometime in 2018. Anti-gang legislation, and they could have been arrested for assembling, because under the legislation it says that as long as 2 or more people come together to break the law, then you are considered a gang.
And you are saying that they broke the law because they weren't given permission.
It was illegal.
Right.
We established that
We
it is an
established it.
established fact that that was illegal.
Yes.
So I am very thankful to Commissioner Gary Griffith for exercising grave restraint in that regard.
Yes.
Now, when you come to, the protest, I did not understand the basis of the gathering, because in one breath, I heard that, the leader of the protest was saying, this is about country, it's not about political parties and PNM and UNC and all of these things. We just want the borders shut down. Now, let me remind Trinidad and Tobago that the opposition, my party, the UNC, I believe it was the leader, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I stand to be corrected, who said the war is not on the waters, it is
on the land.
It is on the land,
Yes.
not on the seas.
You are not corrected, you are correct.
Well, I just like to put it out there, right? And so I think the leader of that protest needed to pay attention to that first, because that would have resulted in our borders being porous from since that period, right? It's not just a now thing. So don't come here and, play smart with foolishness for people like me who are genuinely about country. I love it when people are willing to take a stand, but take a stand for the right thing and for the right reason. You see, when it becomes a paid political protest, and in one breath you're talking shut down the borders and close up the borders and all of that, and then it turns into Rowley must go. Rowley must go, Rowley must go. Then it says to me that somewhere along the lines people's wires are being crossed, and they seem to misunderstand patriotism for being political prostitutes, paid political hacks, paid political parasites, political leeches, political ticks who sell political agendas and pretend and continue to fool a certain group of people, and in the process of fooling a certain group, it is to the direct benefit of another group. So I have a very big issue when it comes to that. Now, I am mindful, I am clever enough to know that me disagreeing with that protest, it can turn into me, Kim Cole, who says she's for black people, and because that's how they will put it, and that leader who is for black people as well. So I will not be silly and allow for anybody to put me against my own. But let me just put it out there, I stand for what is right. So if you're come real good, because I will not back down. And that what I saw there, it wasn't right. I am not against Venezuelans being allowed into the country as economic migrants and perhaps maybe refugees. I am against lawlessness. I cannot, and it would be remiss of me to encourage people to break the law. And it is not primarily about I don't feel that it is the Venezuelans coming to take anything from the Trinidadians. I think that politics was at play, political mischievousness. One group saw an opportunity to push an agenda, and I cannot stand for that. I can't stand with that.
Okay. The time is 8:42 a.m. I will allow Ms. Boxell to get in on the conversation. But folks, you have just listened to UNC member.
Of course, I'm a lifetime member of the
lifetime
UNC.
member of the UNC, Kim Cole, a very conscious woman of that. And it's always a pleasure listening to you, Kim. Melba, the mic is yours.
Yeah, well, I am listening to what Kim said, and they had an opportunity. Now, I look at the gathering, as you say,
The assembly.
In a different kind of way. They had the opportunity to, in that gathering, talk to the media, talk to Dr. Rowley, whoever was there, and say, listen, we forget about the Venezuelan. It's not about the Venezuelan no more. It's about my people, the African Detention Center.
Correct.
The African people who from Guyana, who from
Ghana,
Jamaica.
Nigeria.
You know, all these black people who here, the dreamers, because people bring children here. Talk about that. This is what they had the opportunity to deal with, to talk to Dr. Rowley, talk to the media. We have our people here.
Because the Prime Minister would have stated that he asked the National Security Minister to extend it to those persons. Yes.
So, and when I watch the people in the gathering, it's all African people. I didn't see no Indian, no Chinese, no Syrian. I see all African people.
But you can say that because you will be speaking about majority and minority.
Of course.
So there was a majority of Africans, so you can you can clearly say that.
This is why they had the opportunity.
There is no lie in what she's saying.
Yeah, I only saw Ragu.
Yeah. So they had the opportunity now to put to Dr. Rowley about the people from the Caribbean, the dreamers from the Caribbean, the African people who in the detention center. They had the opportunity to work with that. But they're talking about the forget the Venezuelan, they done here already.
But they weren't even speaking about the Venezuelans. Because as Kim rightfully said, all they were doing is chanting Rowley must go. Rowley must go.
Because they, according to Kim, it's politician leech.
Yeah.
Political leech. The political leech. You understand? So them only seen a little bit of money who the leaders must be get. The rest of people ain't get none.
Yeah.
And they're working on that. But work for African people. Already the opportunity to deal as Kafra Kamban. I said about Kafra Kamban too. He had the opportunity to talk to Dr. Rowley. Okay, you say you have these African people in the detention center. Then you put a proposal to Dr. Rowley. This is what we want for African people. I want a piece of land. I want this, I want that, and deal with the issue. But you can't say that always a little too late. Nothing is a little too late. Because slavery is not a little too late.
Exactly.
You understand? Even if emancipation was not a little too late. Nothing that everything have a reaction to bring something out. So the Venezuelan is here, then bring out what your proposal for your people now.
Thank you. Folks, the lines are open. The numbers to call, 718-874-3860. Other numbers, 3420081, 7711791, 4665391. You can call and get into the conversation. You wanted to say something, Kim?
And if I may add, and this is why we as African people, we don't get anywhere, because you have some soft head, bubble heads, fools who sell African people
short.
For I can't even say that as a crumb for nothing. They ain't even selling us anymore, They offering us up on a silver platter because this was an opportunity for African people.
I listened to a program on Sunday and I heard Kingsley call in. You know what Kingsley tell the moderator?
What's that?
He said Kamala was right to lock up 100 and how much million and how much men.
Leave it there. Good morning.
Morning, Ms. Julian.
Good morning.
Morning, your guest there.
Good morning.
We're not apologizing for speaking the truth.
Correct is right.
The protest that we have there is what I would have mentioned, I think, yesterday or someday. It's all about money, position, and recognition, right? Apparently, Gladiator left a spot open, so people vying for that spot now. In terms of, I would have heard Ms. Cole refer that she don't mind the migrants or refugees. No, we have to be careful with that term refugees. Refugees brings another connotation because 1951 Convention outlined what a refugee is. And a refugee will be entitled to all that the country offers. They cannot be deported and they have to get everything. Whereas a migrant who might be fleeing for just economic reasons or civil unrest within the country, they have to abide by immigration laws. They can be deported and they just offer their minimum for a period of time, and usually they want to go back to the country. So I am saying that our government was very brilliant in the move in stating earlier on that we're taking in economic migrants and not refugees, which would have put a further strain on our country. And another thing, people need to sit back really and look at the situation. We are a small country. And for us to have pulled off this situation here, it might have been chaotic.
Commendable, it's commendable.
Yes, it's commendable because we are the only Caribbean country that have put together a comprehensive way to treat with migrants, right? And people are not seeing that because, again, they're not thinking with sober head. Our country would have written in status in the international world, but they're not seeing that. But Dr. Rowley would have stood up against the American ambassador and say what he said, because everybody was saying, oh, backlash and backlash. No backlash came because it's very diplomatic. And we have a government who understands diplomacy, because as I said, if you're not diplomatic within a government, the amount of sanctions and embargo could be put against a country for breaking the diplomatic ties and not knowing how to treat other countries. We can't afford those things. There's nothing more master and restraint master. But when you know you're small and it's a thought, you have to know how to play the game smart and wise while still holding on to integrity. Because a country, Dr. Rowley has to run, not an individual person or a family. So he has to be very diplomatic in the way he treats the things, while taking into consideration what is needed for the citizens of this country.
Thank you.
Well said.
Good morning.
Well said.
Good morning, Juliet. Good morning, Melba, darling.
Morning, lover. Oh, God, I forgot to tell you good morning. Morning, darling.
I love you, Kim Cole.
Good morning.
Kim Cole, you remember I used to call you on Synergy? Me and Tanti was your two favorites, you know. You know that.
Yes, of course I know that. I give Tanti that name, Tanti.
Right. And we fight for the Black Caucus, and we will still continue the fight.
Right.
Anyway, oh God, Kim Cole, I have a PNM jersey with a big balisade in the back for you. You Kim Cole.
That ain't going to happen.
You belong.
No time soon.
They said me, I know you don't say you is a lifetime member. You're a lifetime member to nobody. You owe your life to the Lord. And the Lord have you here for a reason and a purpose. And he said your purpose is arriving fast. And it is unfolding every hour. The bud may have a bitter taste, but sweet shall be the flower. Kim Cole, you're too intelligent to let these uninconfident people lead you down the wrong road. Yeah, that them ain't gonna want to hear you too tough, you know. Because you talking the truth, and the truth is a two-edged sword. It hitting them left, right, and center. And you'll give back face, because like the lady said just now, the slot is open and look at them cramming a barrel trying to get the slot of the gladiator. But I want to remind them, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and suffer the loss of his soul? And Gladiator was planning, you know. He was planning for 2020. But man appoints, and God, he don't disappoint, you know. God don't disappoint. I change that. God reappoints. Kim Cole, I know you mean well for your country, and you do. I would have taken those that casted and to out all of them out of my system, because they don't belong in you. You too, God has you in using you. You understand? And don't let no man misuse you. I look down and I listen. Juliet, I love you to don't get jealous.
Never.
Thank you so much. One of our most loyal supporters, huh?
For that. Kim, it was asked of Ramesh Lawrence Mirage.
Sorry, let me just take up in there. You said something about Kingsley and him calling into a program, and justifying and saying that it's okay for Canberra to lock up.
That's right.
9,000 African people. They went on a radio program. Actually, they sat here in this same seat that I am, him and God Christopher, while I was lobbying for a safe seat for African people in the UNC. They sat here and said, why African people must get safe seat in the UNC. They must come in the UNC and start at the back, and sit at the back of the class and start from the bottom and work hard, because that is them party. I want to tell African people today, do not let anybody undervalue your vote, the importance of your vote. Your vote has worth, and they who selling it out for a phone card to call on the radio station, you know, every day, all day, every day, like that is their job, you know, and a roti. No, it's not about that. Our votes have value, and the vote of the African people, it is gold in 2020. And I am saying who want it, whether it's PNM, whether it's UNC, whether it is ILP, I don't care. My position is it is time for African people to be uplifted in this country.
We have to step up to the plate to be lifted.
Well, I understand that, but I am saying what I am doing here in the UNC, I am challenging the status quo. I listened, and I know the conversation shifting gears a little bit. I speak the truth. I do my best to be honest. And I was very unhappy with a lot of things that I was seeing happening in the UNC and all of that. But I am a lifetime member of the UNC.
Okay. The ads are upon us. So you're going to be cut off. So hold your trend of thought. Folks, the ads are upon us. We will be back. Keep it locked to the street 919. I have with me Miss Kim Cole and Miss Melba Boxill, and it's hot in here.
You talk, come talk with us on the street
919 FM.
The Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James is now on the street at 919 FM every second and fourth Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. and every first and third Sunday from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Monday. The Bible says the Gospel of the Kingdom shall be preached in all the world as a witness to all nations, and then the end shall come. For more info, call 652-0924 or 298-4540 and join us every second and fourth Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. and every first and third Sunday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. Monday for the Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, 15th June to hear from Bishop Aaron an account of what Jesus Christ had done for both the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Uganda on his historic trip there.
Mega money, $19 plus $26.
That's right. Why we're making your money mega.
Win $90 plus $26 with the Playway Mega Ball today. With only 2 white balls, that's a 1 in 3 chance to win 90 times your bet for just an additional $1 minimum. Win mega money with a $90 to 1 Mega Ball.
Mega Ball wager cannot exceed base Playway wager.
Make your mark today with Playway Mega Ball. Players must be 18 and over. Play responsibly.
New date, new date, new date! In consideration of all band fans caught in the middle, the Northeaster Band Spectacular is now Labor Day, Wednesday, June 19th. Featuring from the North, BP Renegade, Massey Trinidad All-Stars, and Desperados. From the East, Pan Berry, Dorima Angel Hearts, and First Citizen Supernovas. Under the patronage of Arima Mayor Lisa Morris Julian, also in memory and tribute to Arima icon Lord Kitchener. MC and DJ for the night, Sensational Sammy. New date, Labor Day, Wednesday, June 19th at the Arima Velodrome. All tickets remain valid. General admission tickets remain $225.
Special reserve available on request. Tickets available at Rodney's, Michelle's, and Crave Nightclub. All in Arima.
Disco Mart Tunapuna, Visayas Mini Mart City Gate, Queens, Frederick Street, Crosby, St. James, Ronnie and Carl's Mascot Woodbrook, all NLCB Lotto booths, online at suntix.com.
Also available at all participating bands' lanyards. Coolers allowed.
For more info, call 628-8700.
At Green Dot, we're making it easier for you with the all-new G-Dot customer portal. Get 24/7 access to your account from all your smart devices. View your account status, see your active services and hardware, view your balance, pay your bills, set up recurring payments, and more. Simply visit gd.tt today and register with your account number and email address to access this service. The all-new G-Dot customer portal. It's just one of the ways Green Dot is making it easier for you. Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
When it comes to healthcare, you deserve the best. Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins, Empress Judy and Associates provide the best assessment services and nutritional supplements you need. Health and Wealth Lifestyle can help you to live your life to the fullest where your health is concerned. We encourage you to make healthy lifestyle changes. Come on down to Health and Wealth Lifestyle and have your blood and body analysis done. Experience our amazing Ionic Foot Detox, which is followed by a soothing foot massage. Located at number 254 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Numbers to call 1-868-288-1108 or 1-868-275-8359. Join us on the street 909 FM every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. where we bring you information and education all about your health. Remember, your health is your wealth, and prevention is always better than medication.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Girl, you know the Valencia pull we made last week wasn't that bad? Apart from the little traffic here and there, and that double stop at O'Meara, and the pork we had in Valencia, relish.
I am not surprised you will only remember your belly. Well, what stood out for me was the number of housing projects on that stretch. Like, I never knew the HDC was building so many new developments. We saw like how many? Like about 8 just on that stretch alone.
That's true, you know. Like that one in Mount Hope, that HDC say is a public-private partnership. And remember those real nice houses in Carina Gardens, in Arima and Bonnier Park? I could see myself in one of those. The HDC is constructing 3,700 houses at 23 housing sites across Trinidad. The HDC, building homes, strengthening communities. Where are Ronald and Sally headed off to next?
We know the street because we talk to the street.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
News from the street, 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good morning. It's time for your news headlines at 9 a.m. on the street 919 FM. I am Jason Shields. Satmaraj claims political harassment after a second search at radio and TV Jagarit. Ghanaian president expresses willingness to assist with Venezuelan crisis. And in news overseas, second assault on Saudi airport in 3 days. Those stories coming up in 1 hour's time right here at the street at 919 FM. I am Jason Shields. Have a good morning.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com. Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The street 919fm.com.
Okay, folks, we are back on the inside. Okay, we are back on the inside. The time is 9:05 a.m. You are inside the program One Shot, One Kill, where talk has never been more deadly. With me this morning is two beautiful women, Miss Kim Cole and Miss Melba Boxhill. They both are of different age bracket. So we are having a discourse this morning where we are having the best of both worlds, so to speak.
Right.
Kim, you were saying?
What was I saying?
We were discussing, I think you were saying that...
Black people in the UNC about just one of them.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So Kamala Prasad
Just now, come on, go ahead. Right,
launched the One Corridor movement. Now, the fact that you have to launch a One Corridor movement to assist your party or to seemingly change the identity of the UNC and the East-West Corridor tells me everything that I need to know. You know very well the UNC brand ain't so potent on the East-West Corridor. So they come with the One Corridor movement, or as I like to call it, the One Hops bread on the corridor, right? One Hops again to share on the East-West Corridor. So, at the launch of the One Corridor movement in La Hoqueta Talparo, she called for unity among Indo-Trinis and Afro-Trinis. She went into a very black conscious speech. She spoke about things that happened in slavery. She asked and she was imploring the Indo supporters of the party to understand the hardships faced by African people. And oh gosh, when she finished deliver that speech, I put my fist up in the air and I say, yes, Kamala, you're talking my language. Because she was speaking equality, unity among African and East Indians. So I said, okay, I believe in redemption and people, can be given an opportunity to redeem themselves. And I felt as though she paid the political price. The People's Partnership, they paid the political price in 2015 for all the ills and the mistakes that they made. Fine. At the Diego Martin Monday Night Forum, and before I go further, she said, come in my party and find yourself in leadership positions. Don't make anybody, come, join with me, raise your hands with me, come in the UNC, there is a place here for you. Find yourself in leadership positions. Leadership. So I say, well, all right, yes. So I started back going to my Monday night forums and being disciplined and listening and all of that. I went down to the Diego Martin Monday night forum and the whole conversation changed. And on that platform, I heard her say, there are some people who want to come in the party and they behave as though they're entitled to this, but you have to come in and work hard and work your way up. So I took issue with that, because when African people come in the UNC, is it that you're saying that we come in your party and our only contribution is CPEP, URP, and activists to be activists to speak for you? We come in with our human capital. You cannot tell me that people like Gat Christopher say that they have over 25 years of experience in doing community work and working for their community, and he contented to go in the UNC with all of that and start at the bottom. I am not contented to do that, and I'm not going to do that. I know my value and I know the value of my people, and I am saying that as far as I can see, they are trying to get the African vote for free, and it is not going to happen. I heard recently there was a no vote campaign. We're not voting. Now, it is not meant to cast any aspersions on the lady. She's a lovely person. However, I am not prepared. When she started it, I shut her down. Our ancestors fought for the right to vote. Women fought for the right to vote. So nobody is going to come here and mislead me or try to mislead African youths in the communities and our generations into believing that the value of their vote is nil. And I like to do a little maths. Us putting any government there, they have access to about $300 billion over a 5-year period. The electorate is 750,000, roughly. You're looking at about $400,000. That is the value of my vote. I don't know if their voting value that, but I know my vote is valued that. And I'm saying, don't come by me with no phone card and no roti and no sneakers and no cell phone and that nonsense. I want good governance. I want my communities to be uplifted and empowered. Any good leader will recognize that the human resources of their country is the most important and most vital resource in their country. And you have to focus on building your human resources. And I am saying, I am not prepared to sell out or allow anybody to sell out the African vote. The United Nations declared 2015 to 2024 the decade for people of African descent, to recognize the contribution of African people. We have to find our place in politics. It's about uplifting our community. It's about equal rights and justice. I am not prepared to sit down and keep my mouth shut and allow any group, any political party to come and use and plunder the political support of African people for nothing. And I'm not prepared to stand up and allow, bubbleheads and knuckleheads like Kingsley and Gad, etc., who was deported, who wasn't deported, who name calling fraud and all of that. I'm not prepared to let these people mislead African people this time around, because we're on the brink of being slaves again. I don't know if they're not seeing it, but I am seeing it, and I'm standing against that.
Ms. Davy, one thing, as Kim said, that this is a decade for African people. Kamala had her opportunity.
The decade actually started with her.
No, it didn't. It didn't.
It wasn't in
No, it was 2015 to 2024.
Okay.
Right. But Kamala had the opportunity to deal with African people.
To
and
unite the country.
Exactly. And to work with African people. And to give them some kind of hope. She didn't do that. She gave them a bag.
They fling a plate of food on the East-West corridor and they towed the pot.
You talking about God Christopher and them. They in the UNC a few years. But they have nothing to show still. None of them have nothing to show. And Kingsley want to talk about David Mohammed. How that she gave David Mohammed a piece of land and build. David Mohammed beg every African person for money to build there.
That is correct.
And I am saying about David Mohammed too. What does it profit a man to get a little piece of land and lose his whole black soul? And that is what all of them doing.
Okay, leave it there. Wow. The place is hot. Folks, there you have it. Miss Kim Cole and Miss Melba Boxill.
And I want to say one thing, the place hot, but not like the last time there.
Good morning.
We hot, but we not so.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, ladies. And morning to Miss Boxill left. Before we leave in morning. Morning.
Morning.
Well, I want to say the slavery business start already. If they ain't seen it started by the house Negroes. They get in a little bit of scum, and the scum they get in the scum with nobody, the bachelor on the table they want. All they taking that they try to come and sell out black people. Kingsley, you're the auditor of illiteracy. You're a fool to the fifth power. The words on the back of a plastic spoon can grind a black pepper seed. Kingsley, get yourself together. People will pull out them out at you. Andy Williams and Mikey King, all you fellas, oh God, all you disgracing the black people. All you did, let penal and penal yourself and tabakit. Oh God, all you with the worst thing that they put on the face of the youth. I'm going in the toilet now, I'm going and finish. I'm done.
And
Thank you.
Let me add to that. When I took a stance that if the opposition leader wants us to take her seriously, she must put African people to contest UNC safe seats. I heard, and it is a Facebook profile operated by Dudnat Meru. Dudnat Meru is a sitting UNC councillor based, down in the Separia Corporation. And his position is PNM ride African people back for 56 years. So I want to ask Dudnat Meru this morning, so is it that Kamala and the UNC want to ride African people back for the next 75 years? I want to find out something. Do you want me to drop a lease for a little ride we back again? How you want the lease? You want it in intervals or you want it consecutively? Because I am not prepared to let anybody, PNM, UNC, ride the backs of my people and my generation. I have a young African child with she's an African child with an African citizenship, African passport, rich African heritage. I am not prepared to let these people make decisions for me and for my children and for my generation.
Okay, Kuala, good morning.
Morning, Juliet. Morning, Melva. And Kim Cole. Good morning.
Good morning.
I love what I heard. I'm hearing all morning, even this morning. And Kim Cole, mind you, I once tell the view that it doesn't have any patriotic UNC people, but I'll eat more this morning. You are indeed patriotic. And that speaks, if I tell you that speaks volume. You understand? I love your way, the direction that you are pointing. Before the other listened to the Aisha program when you was on it, and you are indeed a patriotic person. But be that as it may, I would not forget Juliet. Just like the boat issue came and went, this issue will come and go. Will come and go. But I would not forget the Rocker, Kingsley, and Mikey K and Andy and all them making this. If they feel it's done here, when they sort of, I'm saying kudos to the government, take their guns, do what you have to do. Today is the last follow the plan. But if they feel this done here, I will remind them. I will remind them this year, before election, after election, how wicked they have been to this country. All who was down by the Oval or wherever it is, and they will have all them right now in protesting. I will remind all you how evil all they have been to this country. All you. And keep it up. I want more callers calling. Keep it up. You all have a beautiful program from morning, from Shan to Juliet, going on. Keep it up.
Thank you.
We'll see with them.
Good morning.
Go ahead. I forget to tell you something else. While they're down there planning to go down there to protest against whoever they say, because I still don't know what they went on protest for. They're either looking for man or woman, I don't know. But I seen Munilal saying that they must extend the time for Venezuela. Look at the tricky Munilal trying. We know Munilal. We know you and all your cohorts behind that stupidity last night. So you coming now to play like you're innocent and they don't all of that connected. All the damn well connected. We're not stupid. So you coming and playing innocent on one side and your cohorts and the Baba Ali, the funny things down there. Look, I just wanted them to get a little point from me. I want them to know we know.
Yes, Juliet.
Thank you. Go ahead, Madam.
Yes, Juliet, as I was saying, you see Indians in the PNM, you don't hear them talking bad about Kamala or any UNC people. But the Africans in the UNC, just bringing down. Even if they talk about Kamala, maybe in silence. But they don't come out in this rage and talk about Kamala and talk about the UNC. No way, the Indians in the PNM. But these Negroes in the UNC, I don't know what they're trying to prove. You see, if we still have this master day, this kind of slavery, backward kind of thinking, especially black men in the UNC, especially black men. And I can imagine just what African people went through with these Negroes during slavery time.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Juliet, and your guest there.
Yes.
Juliet, Dr. Munir stated that he would like the government to extend this registration process. Okay, and I think that's the official stand of the UNC government, UNC opposition. No one don't benefit from this protest. They don't have a stand on they don't have an official stand on the policy. So they can't benefit from this. So I don't know why you're interjecting that this might be influenced by the UNC. It cannot be. This is an opportunity for you all to strengthen the PNF and make your voices known in the PNF. People like you, Juliet, you all need to stand up and show Dr. Ronnie he's not in control. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. And
I have no idea what he's speaking about, that the Dr. Rowley is not in control. Not in control of what? Because from what I saw with Dr. Rowley, even given the stance that he took with the U.S. ambassador on the Venezuelan crisis, it is clear to me that Dr. Rowley is fully in control.
Well, I have no cry about that.
But I want to say something.
Black people who want to talk that kind of talk, when form a delegation, form something. Let me form a cabal in the UNC or in the PNM.
That is what Kim said.
Form a cabal in the PNM. This is what we want for Lavante. This is what we want for people. This is what the Emancipation Committee wants. We want a big piece of land just like Sakmaraj. We want it's time. The Emancipation Committee. But all we're doing every year is taking money, walk and have African people parading the street like 36 on the playway, up and down, and we not getting anything worth about it. They're not even bringing.
You see, Melbourne, Kim, you have to understand that Dr. Rowley is the Prime Minister, right?
Exactly.
And it is difficult for any Prime Minister to do like Kamala. It wasn't difficult for them to do like Kamala and select a group of people and say, here, we're going to happen. I'm going to give the state largest to you all. It's even more difficult because it's African people that we are speaking about. So, based on what the gentleman said and what Melba is saying, we are the ones. And that is what Kim is saying as well, that she's trying to do within the UNC. Why she's not moving from the UNC, she's trying to stay there and get as much people to join her so that she can change it from within. People expect that Dr. Rowley must do this. What about you? What is your role? Why you don't want to participate? Why you don't want to stand up and be part of this?
I listen to the leader of the UNC political leader. I listen to her say, come in, work hard, and you will be rewarded. But African people are not rewarded.
Kim, and I want to pick you up on that, because I recall distinctively that Wade Mack is a foundation member of the UNC. He has worked hard. He has paid his dues. Wade Mack never got a safe seat in the UNC.
That's right.
You know what, Mr.
So what work hard is speaking about?
Work hard. How does Barry Padarat
get
a safe seat?
Thank you.
Before Wade Mack.
Before Wade Mack.
Before Clifton Dekoto.
Thank you.
Before Gypsy. Don't forget, Gypsy walk up and down in Mayaran campaign and she took the seat and gave it
to Ruston Parry.
John Sylvester. How he come and get a seat before these hard-working African people? And mind you, Mr. Wade Mack has no power again because he's a senator. She appointed him, so he has power at her behest.
And Kim, he wasn't even going to be appointed. And I'm telling you from the horse's mouth straight, told me that the only reason he ended up in the Senate in the 2010 dispensation was because of a former Chief Justice.
Well, as I said, I don't know too much about that. But
I am telling you because I was there.
No, for the local government election, count all of the safe seats. You come back again. It's like, you made a mistake, but you have learned absolutely nothing from 2010 to 2015.
Hold it there. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Julia.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Jason. I just enjoyed the discussion you're having right now, but something that's bothering me. I noticed that certain African people, particularly supporters of the so-called activism, at the service the opposition leader as the mother of his country. Can you tell me where this thing originated from? You make that statement, and I want to find out what that statement is, mother of the nation. Because the impression I'm getting that she's trying to supplant Dr. Eric Jesus William. I will listen to your comment.
Thank you. Lost that call. Good morning. Good morning. Caller, you're on. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. You're on.
Hi, good morning. Oh, God, you got now. Are you getting a feedback?
No.
Okay. Gerard, your program this morning is great.
Thanks.
The young lady there is talking about the power of the African person. And I'm agreeing with it because I believe a lot of us don't know that power that we have. Yesterday, I called in and said that our father told her, don't be a lawyer because lawyers are liars. Are we saying that our black people are not going to get in trouble? Are we leaving that up to the other people to defend us, Julia? When we say to our child, don't be lawyers, what is going to happen? Who is going to defend our people, Julia? Normally I agree with the statement she made, but yesterday it had me confused because my child is right now between law and remember when UNC was here, it was very hard for African people to get in. I was so amazed when she got in 3 years ago, last year PNM one, so that the class had at least I would say a quarter or even more of African people, which was something that you weren't seeing. So, we are empowering our young people to be as great as And I think we mustn't say anything, because I mean, if you are student hearing that statement, I think it's kind of putting me off. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm lost.
No, I called in yesterday and said our father told us don't study law.
Okay.
Because law is lawyers are liars.
Right.
But what I'm saying to you, don't our black people get in trouble?
Yes.
So are we leaving it then to the other race to
defend us?
Right.
Yes, I understand that.
Point. You understand? That's the point I'm making. Yes. And for young black people who are pursuing law, when they hear that statement, I don't think it's something that we want to get in our young people's mind, that don't study law. Because, don't study medicine. When you go to the hospital, who are the doctors, Julia? We need to get there. We need to tell them, be great, be honest. You understand? Not don't be.
Okay, thank you.
Honest. Right.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Lost the international line.
And one
you wanted
thing,
to say something?
Yes, I have a lot to say. And I listen to Kingsley and they talk about these people go dotish, They are saying that Garth in particular is saying African people saying they want contract and they want economic empowerment from the UNC or from the PNM or whatever. But he was specifically speaking from the standpoint of the UNC. We said that we want contracts and we want this, but we don't have the equipment, we don't have the machinery, we don't have the know-how. Hello, Gopal got a contract for $40 million. I didn't say $40,000. I'm not talking about no box drain, no CPEP contract, I'm talking about in the energy sector, $40 million. And it was discovered subsequently that they did not have the machinery nor the expertise to undertake that work. So what it is these two coming to tell me when it comes to African people getting contracts and getting economic empowerment. Don't come and talk that nonsense to me, not this time.
Even when the bridge they was building in St. Joseph there, the man didn't know, remember the bridge fall in, but he didn't even know how to
the expertise.
The expertise.
Right.
The expertise.
But I'm going back to African people in UNC Safe Seat. I remember specifically, Jack Warner, he said they have a cabal in the UNC, and he started talking the cabal. Mr. Warner, why you didn't create an African cabal? Why you didn't create your own cabal? You know why? Because African people, when we get into politics, we only study self. You understand? And if he had some sort of democratic power where the House of Representatives is concerned, if he had 6 or 7, people in safe seats, then he could have challenged many of the ill decisions that were made.
Correct is right.
Right? So I am saying, if you want African people to take you seriously and you are about unity, put African people in UNC Safe Seat. And further to that, I want to know if people like Nalini Ramai will vote for an African person who represented Penal or who will vote or who represented Oropuch. You understand where I'm coming from?
Nalini Ramai people is the lady who was abusive on the telephone
made allegedly made all the racist remarks.
Yes. I want to tell you that the UNC did not win no election, but the People's Partnership. So we let us get up for this.
Yes, that is correct, That is correct.
Partnership.
And this is what I'm saying. These people in the partnership, they did not have any seat. And they were given a little bit of power by the leaders. Has her discretion. They had no power. They had no seats. If NJAC had 3 seats and COP had the 7, and what's the next party? The top had 2 and MSJ had 1. They could have stood up to the UNC and said, no, we are not going to support these ridiculous decisions that is being made.
The partnership. There is where they were supposed to have an African cabal in that partnership. This African cabal, we take some from the COP, we take some from the UNC, we take some from, and we form a strong cabal day with Jack Warner as the leader. Kamala could have never do or lock up all these black men. What she did, because this is the year, that was the time, the only time I hear about it. We have African people.
It wasn't that time yet.
It was in the UNC.
All right, somebody's on the line.
It wasn't passed yet.
All right, somebody's on the line.
I'm not hearing anything from the government as it relates, because this is 4 years into the decade, you know. And I hear nothing from the government, the African support.
Okay, so hold it, we'll discuss that. Good morning, Kola.
Hey, good morning, Juliet, Sister Juliet. And good morning to my sisters inside up there.
Good morning.
I'm listening to you all very attentively. And you see, that is what I say. I wonder if any of you all in there know what they call a farding. And a cent. A farding is half of a cent. And that is what the African people are showing the UNC. That all we are worth is a farding, which is a half of a cent. Not even a cent. Worth of farding. I think about a farding. That is a half of a cent. And these people, and sometimes I just had to say something. Then I was small and I used to see African people going down, there used a tight tie on them and lighted and I said running, going on. I used to say, but these people are heartless, boy. How these people could do human, this kind of thing. And you know that I keep going on and on and on and on and I start to see. I kind of hate that some people that drive it too. I seen all these things. It is not a good thing to do, but then sometimes when you see a driver to that kind of point, you go to that kind of point. Because we showing the people that we have no value. We are the people, we do all the hard work in Trinidad and Tobago. Our people, the African people, if you open up Trinidad, throw down all the big trees with axe. The great big trees with axe, and you stand up against our next people who want to come to put you back into slavery. That's what that's what Gat and all them doing, you know. Gat and Kingsley and all that, that's what they're doing, you know. One Kamala and them Posad, the Indians, to put us back in slavery. They lock up 9,000 African people, and all is still back in that party. What they need, what they want. They want nothing. Only to play the fool on the radio station to make you hear them talk about stupidness when they come. We must get serious. We must get serious. And Kamala Posad, when they having a panchai, it's only Indians there, you know. It's only Indians when they're having a panchai. We must be real, you know, and face the reality, you know. Forget the few dollars they're giving you outside. Because they get $1,200, that's what your people vote, and that's what you vote. Let me tell you that. So it's only them alone that's been inside there. They know the plan, every plan they have. Why you feel they run to the court? Because they withhold the African and them African going to learn law. They used to deny them. You had to go out of this country to learn law. To learn doctor, you had to go out of the country to learn doctor. Because you know what? They had the aim and the objective to come and take over this country and to enslave African people. And some of us want them to put us back into slavery. You understand? And I say, they are false witness. All them African back in Kamala is false witness because only what they tell them to say is what they just say. They can't say nothing more. Whatever they do, get next pardon from them. Have a blessed day.
Same to you, Kola. Wow.
And my position is simple, you know. You're calling for unity. I am not saying I don't want to unite with you. I am for unity, but I am also for empowering and uplifting my people. Kamala, I want to know, you're tinging or you're not tinging? You're tinging or you ain't tinging?
Let me bring in the callers. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Miss Cole, I want to ask you a question. Do you think you would make any headway in the UNC party? And or if you're just gettle down to me and just vote for the party? Because the other night I listened to 905 and I heard Kinkley said that he is going to find out all the snakes in the UNC who airing out the dirty linen. He's seeking to dig them out, and to say he know who is all the Indian snakes. That made me over too good with the host of the show. And the host turned and said when he cut him off, he said, like you want to go up to the Laventels. Acting like he think you want to go up to Laventels. On top of that, he said, he called Jacona lentil peas, and Jacona should have won the Senate instead of Sobert. That is who Kamala should have put. So I want to know what you think your position will ever be in this UNC party. And another thing is, I have fed up of this cockrico styling of the UNC. Noise, and they're following. So you know how they get cockrico? So calling wrong. and lead them to the trap. And I'm fed up of it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You see, she's asking me exactly what I'm speaking against. What is my role, or what will I get, or whatever. It's not about me, it's about African empowerment, and I am saying I am a member of the UNC. I am seeing what is happening in the UNC. African people need to be empowered in the UNC. I want to know if the UNC is Indian or if it's national, and if it's one or the other. You either put African people in
What
UNC,
was the analogy you used with the vehicle? You will tell us after this call. Good morning.
Well, Juliet. Good morning. It's not for what a trying from St. Sharon program this morning. It looked like I would just have to be an ardent listener. Because I ain't get to do my work for the morning.
Just dialing.
Listen to me unless I will put in more lines. And we take it in turns. Here, let me talk to that young lady there. She is so
intelligent,
fluent, and so intelligent, and so articulate that, Miss Lady, you shouldn't be wasting time and waiting to see what will happen. You have to understand the nature of the beast.
I am drawing them out because I am fed up of people fooling African people. So
hear what? Because it is not going to change with them. So I am saying there is a foundation called Heliconia Foundation in the PNM. So I'm forcing you to join it, but I'm just telling you, they need people with your kind of caliber. So what you doing there, because that is embedded in them, it is in their religion and all. You cannot try to get into that. So don't fool yourself. You're too bright for that.
I want to open my people's eyes. That is
well, all right. Well, continue. But I am telling you the best.
We're not genuine about unity after what took place between 2010 and 2015.
Well, they can't be.
Miserable time for African people in this country. They took away our jobs. They deprived us of opportunities.
Just hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I am saying is that you have the best sitting right there with you, Juliet.
Yeah.
She have been there, done that. So what taking you so long? You're young. Don't waste your energy there. Put it where it can be properly utilized. Because I am telling you, those people will not change. Imagine the year, what you want to get. If the year or of when they declared the decade for the African man, she lock up over 8,000 black people. Up to today, they never say they're sorry. Look at what is going on. You didn't even have respect for the African man. In that year that the United Nations declared that. You going to have it now?
True. The United Nations declared the decade from 2015.
And it's something I will have to confirm myself.
From 2015 to 2024.
Because I understand we only.
You remember the year they were celebrating the year when the United Nations declared that their celebration to last for I can't remember if it was the year and beyond. And Guyana had a big celebration. And while Guyana having that celebration, our young men were being locked up here. So, Miss Lady, don't even waste your time. But Juliet, let me put a little input into this, what is going on with the Venezuelans, okay? I just want to say, I, in total agreement, what my Prime Minister and Mr. Stuart Young put in place, and as a caller before said, it is not, he's not making it a refugee state, and he knows why. But again, we have to work with international because they signed plenty different memorandums. So what I'm saying is that, but a limit must be put on the amount that one little nation could hold. And I'm holding to Mr. Young and them, I hope. Don't let anybody outside try to bully all you. Enough is enough. You said today is the cutoff point. I'm hoping, because this is going to only turn into chaos. Yes. And as for those who gone down there by the Oval to try to feel they could disrupt this nation, or let's start with closing borders, this, that, the other, and only reach on Dr. Rowley. How will they get on Dr. Rowley's back? How Dr. Rowley come into all your chant? And people walking, you see, it's the same thing they did Carnival Friday. Go on the steps of the Hall of Justice with placard to try to see if they could insult the Chief Justice. Why is only black? I watched the little gallery in there last night on the TV. I don't know if I see any bunch of Indians. Black people, stop being used. Negroes for sale. Thank you, Juliet.
You're welcome. Good morning. You want to say something?
Sorry, they invited me to join this Halikoria Foundation. What PBLM has done for the African community.
Well, let me take this call.
United Nations.
Let us take this call and we will deal. Good morning.
Blessed morning to you, Black Beauty.
Hey, Irma, how are you going?
I'm good after Ja.
Okay, that's nice.
Good morning to the ladies there with you.
Good morning.
Morning. Well, what I will say is that everybody speak for me. What I am saying is, Dr. P. Christopher Rowley, they have to do what they have to do. Because I don't know what the people of this nation want. Juliet, in every corner, in every rum shop, in every garden shop, in every cloth store, in every music store, is Dr. Rowley. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Mama.
This morning I heard two men on the television talking. I don't know. At times I wonder if I live in Trinidad and Tobago. And that's the reason why I keep saying, you all keep the guard up. Don't let it down. Now it's time to keep it right up. Because I really don't know what people want in this country. Anyway, you all have a good weekend. Take care of the children. Be safe on the nation's road.
Thank you very much, Oma.
Continue praying.
I have something to talk to Kim about.
Okay, thank you very much, Oma, and say hello to Olga for me, please.
Right. I want something to talk to Kim about. I want to see Kim either the head of the Emancipation Committee or start back with the Black Caucus. I want to see black people like Kim on the outside of politics, fighting for black people to get in a position in politics.
Yes.
So Kim don't need to be forming. No, I find Kim not. I'm looking for somebody in the Emancipation Committee, a woman who can fight, a woman who can think, a woman who have that power, who have the belly, who have everything to fight and talk about African people, because we are afraid to talk about African people. If you look at Stuart Young, when Dr. Rowley tell him about the black people in the detention center, we need to talk about the Chinese and the Indians. We don't want to hear that. It's the black people hurting in the detention center, and they are not afraid to talk about the Chinese.
And the Prime Minister was specific. He was not vague.
Right.
He was very specific.
But look how long. That's the PNM policy that has them there.
So when things like that happen, I want to see Kim on the outside of politics fighting to get black people in position that like who want to get a contract and all these things and fight for black people.
Sharon, call me.
She don't need to be no.
And I am saying,
so I tell you, Kim, right now. I tell you right now, I am giving you a mandate to either get in that emancipation and you head that committee, throw out Kafro Campbell, it's time to throw him out and get somebody who can fight for African people on the outside. We need a woman to do it because if men do that and they do nothing. We need a woman and we need Kim.
Thank you, and I will look into it. I make no promises. But I want to tell Kamla Prasad Visasa, and people keep calling and talking about the PNM and
morning, hold your trend of thought. Hold your trend of thought. Morning, caller.
Good morning, Juliet. And to Melva and the lady there. Juliet, I want to ask you a question. You believe as it was in the beginning, so shall it be to the end?
Yes. Yes.
Well, right. So which means, you remember the same set of people was saying to stone Moses, stone him? stone him. So, we have to realize that we really not fighting a natural battle. We are fighting a spiritual battle, and we need to get together and serve the God that we are accustomed serving. Have a blessed morning.
Same to you. Good morning, caller. Hold a train of thought, Kim. Good morning.
Good morning, Juliet. Morning, Kim again.
Good morning.
Morning, Melba.
Good morning.
Let me just say something, right? I listened to the conversation. And I understand where Kim going. But Kim, you can't fight for the African people if you want to stay in the position you want to stay in there. Melba just tell you something. You need to come out of there and fight for the African man or woman if you want to do that.
She's a powerful leader. She's a powerful leader.
She's a power. Talking to her this morning, she's powerful. You cannot stay under the umbrella of any political party to want to fight for the African person, because sometimes under the political realm you will not be able to say the things you want to say. So you have to be an independent body. That's one.
Because for one, Sharon, if you belong to a political organization and it's only fair, there must be collective responsibility.
Exactly.
They will not accept no loose cannon. And I'm not saying that you're a loose cannon, but that's how they will look at it.
And my next part is Dr. Rowley and the PNM. I shouldn't say Dr. Rowley, the PNM. It is unfair to say what you're saying, because the PNM has opened up avenues for African children. But as if you want to take heed, how many things there are, Juliet? We have COSTAT, we have UDCOT, we have UTT, sorry. We have, listen, we have that center by opposite the BTAM. What you call it?
Technology
center. How many African children going there to access anything? We must be honest and real in the conversation. The truth must be told. We African people like things too easy. We like things near to our nose that we can dangle it, take it from there and move it and put it here and there. We don't want to go out and work for it. So while we have people fighting for us, the end of it all is that we have to do the implementation and the follow-up. We're not prepared to do that because, like it or not, the East Indian that set up their children and they die and leave it for them. We don't have that opportunity. We don't have that. So that is the nature of the bull. But you cannot stay under no political organization and want to fight for the African man at this time, because we are bought and sold very easy. Watch the circumference of what was done there last evening. Africans for sale, and Zina said it. The monies was paid. Who got it? Look, let me go before I say something wrong. Who got the money? 3 individuals only. Look, I go.
All right, Sharon, thanks.
Yeah, I hear Sharon, and I agree with a lot what she said, but I want to stop telling African people, stop saying black people lazy. This is wrong, because I've been around black people, and I tell you, go to the malls and them, see who in the malls and them, see who is in the see who in the mall renting, see who have the shops and them, who is the small business and them. Stop saying African people lazy. I'm not agreeing with that.
Listen, I have had 5 years of that working, with volunteering with the Black Caucus movement. People are saying to come out of politics and form an organization and lead an organization. I have been that, and when you call African people out, they're not coming. So what it is you're really saying to me? I am saying I am in the UNC. What going on in PNM is none of my business. The domestic politics, the party politics of the PNM is none of my business. I would be out of place to make recommendations to the PNM. But I'm saying as a member of the UNC, Kamala, you have the vehicle, but African people, we are the gas. What you want to do? You're saying about unity. I am willing to unite, but we want equality, fairness.
Okay. Kim, let me say to you, I don't know if you're aware that, like Wade Mark, was a foundation
member. Yes, of course,
member.
I know, I follow you.
Right, okay. You see, that same warrior spirit that you have, I had it as well. I think I told people here yesterday, it was so much in me that at times I would go to UNC functions and oppose the leader and the executive, and even being moved to tears, because in doing so I would look around and there was not another African person who would have been in support of me.
Right.
But not only that, I want you to keep in mind that when Kamla Prasad Bisesa was doing her screening for the 2010 elections, one of the persons who went for screening was Ramesh Lawrence Maraj. And I understand, this is second-hand or third-hand information, I understand that in the screening she said to him, if he saw corruption in the government, similarly to what he did under Pandey, if he would do the same thing. And I understand that he said yes. So I'm saying that to say to you, Kim, notwithstanding what I said about Wade Mack, him being a foundation member, not being given a safe seat, he's the virtual window dressing and house Negro of the
And
UNC.
you see, this is the thing, right? Wade Mack, intelligent brother, capable, and look at how we African people, he's ridiculed by us. You know, they say all kinds of things about, you know, him, you know, brown tongue, this, that, the next thing. And if there was a black cabal, as the sisters say, to say no, this is what it is, things would be different.
Well, let me tell you again, Kim, as you said,
a lot of people's eyes weren't open, you know,
as
people
you said,
are not as, you know,
as you
naive.
said, black cabal, let me tell you as well, Kim, you will have to go through the experience for
I ain't
yourself.
going through nothing because I'm seeing it, but I'm playing it out in stages.
Because that Wade Mack, I am telling you, when Pandey and them formed the government, I think was in 1995, and there was a handful of black people, just about 5 of us, not much. You know what Wade Mack said of us? When advocacy was made for us to be given positions, they will not have no square pegs in wrong holes. Today, I have lived to see that he considered himself to be better than those we call square pegs, and I've lived to see that he was not even given a
position of power
in the party.
But what I want to tell Kim,
because they push individualistic
and Kim, that is the same thing that's going to happen with you.
But just
No, that is not going to happen with
but
me.
Kim, listen to me. I want to
Not
tell
at
Kim,
all.
you're young, and sometimes you're calling in a
Different direction. That's correct.
And you can't tell me that all African people, when you call them, you have to keep calling and keep calling.
Calling.
And keep calling. You're
That's
young,
correct, Kim.
and if
That's
you do the
correct.
right thing, they would come. If you do the right thing, they would come.
And this is me showing my African brothers and sisters. I want to know if African people have a fair position in the UNC. Is there any room for African people?
But Kim, as far as I'm concerned,
And the leader
it is
will-
no longer about the UNC and the PNM. It is about us. Us as a people, not even Trinidad and Tobago. Because we know we have the Trinidad and Tobago thing under lock. We know we love our country. We know we are patriotic, what have you. But here it is, the diaspora is in grave problems. And we are saying, Kim, that we are seeing you as one of those leaders,
And powerful too.
powerful leaders who need to step out of the realm of politics, as Sharon said.
Powerful, a leader with belly.
With belly. Step out of the realm. You will get that support.
You will get it.
You will.
It will start up, but you're going to eventually build upon it. It takes time with African people. It takes time. And when they see that you're going through and you pick the right people to stand with you, you're going to have that multitude of black people. Till it's just here and it's just, we just need that kind of spirit.
Because you speak about your value and your word, but here it is. You are prepared to settle your value and your worth to remain in that slave camp.
And tie down
in that slave camp.
I never said I was going to stay there.
Okay. Okay.
But think about it and think about it serious and think
Okay,
about
folks.
it. And just not want them time for African people. We got to think fast. We got
No,
to learn fast.
it is
We
You
gotta
have to beat the iron while it is hot.
And Kim, you're young, do it fast and do it now.
Thank you, folks. It is 9:56 a.m. We are out of time. It was nice, Kim. It was nice, Melba. Briefly, can you quickly, in 1 minute each, say your closing remarks?
Well, I want to say to Kim, I want to see Kim stay in the way that I told her to. I am an elder Kim, and I see you as my child. And I'm telling you as my child, come out of politics and start fighting for the African people. I might not be alive to see your progress with African people. You gotta start it now.
And to underscore Melba's point, I want to say that the community is crying out for someone like you, Kim. And when you have that calling, my sister, go with the flow.
Well, thank you so much for the
Encouragement.
and the encouragement. I will definitely think about it, but I want to tell my African brothers and sisters, do not be fooled. The value of your vote is everything this election, and do not make anybody who is paid to sell an agenda make you feel that you have no value or that your vote has no value. It is time that we focus on a ground-up approach to politics. Let us focus on rebuilding our communities, community leaders. I will be coming back another time to deal with you and to touch on you, and
hear this woman
to
talking? You hear
employ
this
you.
woman talking? Come on, Kim. You hear this woman talking?
Kim, you have to leave it here. It's 9:58. And of course, I must leave with my parting words as well. Folks, it was nice. Continue to be loyal to the 919 family. You know, we know the street because we talk to the street. And I encourage you to continue to come talk with us. Kim, Melba, thank you very much. Folks, keep it locked to the street 919. It was lovely. See you all next week. Have a great weekend.
Real now make them trick me and kill me. No way, you must see mad. Life are the greatest thing that me no left. And me no left, my God. Can't trick me and kill me. No way, you must see mad. Life are the greatest thing that me no left. And me no left, my God. And me energy them want thief. When me see it clear, say them a mangoes. Them know say that you and a friend. Me no play like rhythm and blues. Man loyal, too loyal. Someone with his sink off like poor trial. Informer one judge of me pan trial. Them days them me don't just no boy nor gal. Me no know if heaven is real, but me know for a fact I know every man real. Some boy heart don't in a clean. Them no want see a next youth living in. They live evil and demon. Them can't stop me in Nigeria Island. Anytime me a drive on my van, big fat, na me right hand. Now make them trick me and kill me. No way, you must see mad. Life are the greatest thing that me no left. Na me no left, my God. Can't trick me and kill me. No way, you must see mad. Life are the greatest thing that me no left. Na me no left, my God. Me realize turn off a one. Oh, it turn off a one. Them say them real, but me know them not real. Me realize turn off a one. Yeah, turn off a one. Oh, it turn off a one. Them say them real, and me life them a steal. Turn off a one. Now make them trick me and kill me. No way, you must see mad. Life are the greatest thing that me no left. Now me no left, my God. Can't trick me and kill me. No way, you must see mad. Life are the greatest thing that me no left. Now me no left, my God. Me and kill me. No way, you must see mad. No way, you must see mad. Family, I mean say family. Yo, Shaggy.
street919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good morning. It's time for the mid-morning news on the Street 919 FM at 10 a.m. I am Jason Shields. These are the headlines. Satmaraj claims political harassment after a second search at radio and TV Jagriti. Ghanaian president expresses willingness to assist with Venezuela.